gaze adoringly at you, Elizabeth. Hey everyone, it's Elizabeth, and you are watching Smoky Magic Media Live here on the Mountain Fun Life channel. If you're watching right now, don't forget to share this video. Comment where you're watching from, we'd love to know, and leave us any feedback. Let us know how you're enjoying the shows. We've got an exciting show ahead, so let's go ahead and get right into things. We're going to run the intro. Hey everyone, it's Elizabeth, the owner of Smoky Magic Media, a social media marketing company here in the Smoky Mountains, and I'm really excited about my show here on Mountain Fun Life. We have really neat things happening, one of which is after this segment we are going to be giving away this shirt, so make sure you're still watching, tune in, that way you get to see who the winner is, who's going to be announced. But lots of stuff is happening with Mountain Fun Life. One of the things that I wanted to bring up is not only are we going to have cooking shows, but we're also going to be doing some grilling outside. We have an outdoor deck that's being worked on, so when that's finished, we'll let you guys know. That way we'll be able to start doing some shows that feature some outdoor grilling, and of course our cooking shows are going to be really cool too. We've also got tomorrow starting, Michael Keating is going to have his show called The Next Chapter. It is a health and wellness show, so make sure that you tune in to watch that. Tomorrow evening, probably around 5 in the evening, I will be in Gatlinburg at Fright Night at Ripley's Haunted Adventure, covering that live. That will be a really cool experience. Don't know what's going to happen because we'll be live on location for Fright Night. We've also got Saturday is the premiere of Silver Dollar Fish movie. I know some of you have seen that event circulating around on Facebook. That's going to be at 1 p.m. at Hall Cinema 7. It's a red carpet event. I'll be there interviewing the actors, and of course our very own Bob Denny is going to be there. So we are very excited about that. On Saturday, it's a big day. We also have the Appalachian Field Festival for Mountain Hope going on 3 p.m. at Emmert's Cove. So if you want to come out to support what Ashley Burnett has been planning, be there. Jimbo Whaley is going to be offering music. There's going to be food provided by Adam Palmino. He's going to be cooking for everyone. And they are reminding people to bring their own chairs and blankets, although I don't know if it's going to be chilly enough for blankets, but certainly bring your own chairs for that. Again, it's 3 p.m. at Emmert's Cove. And the last announcement that I want to make is October 13th. We have a new show starting, Showcase with Jana Jennings. She is joining our Mountain Fun Life family, and her show is going to feature different musicians, different bands and artists, so we're really looking forward to that. I mean, we'll be able to be introduced to a lot of people we may not have heard of before, so that's something you'll want to tune into October 13th. But right now we're going to run to a commercial, so stay tuned.
Go! One, 2 minutes. Ready?
I am Forge Fit. I'm becoming Forge Fit.
I am Forge Fit.
I am Forge Fit.
I am Forge Fit. I'm Forge Fit.
We are Forge Fit.
Bring it down, right here. Yeah.
If you guys want to be Forge Fit, we are giving away 6 sessions. So comment on this video if you guys are interested, and then we'll get you one of these. So if you want to be Forge Fit, let us know in the comments. We're giving these away. That'll be fun and a good way to have some great exercise. But today I am excited. We have someone that's driven all the way from Knoxville. So thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
And you represent Knoxville Collective.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So Knoxville Collective is literally a group of people who haven't necessarily given up on church or God, but maybe the stereotypical gathering and the setting. We literally have weekly Serve the City events that serve any number of NPOs, families, neighbors, things that we hear about in the community that are going on. If it fills a need and we know we can be of benefit or offer our services, we want to be present for that. And we really try to be boots on the ground and behind the scenes. We don't believe, as much as we love social media, we really do believe in the mandate of you don't need to let the world know what you're doing to actually make a difference.
Right.
And on the flip side of that coin is we are a faith-based community in the sense that, just like our bio says, we follow the red letters, which are traditionally the teachings of Christ as we know them, and we try not to get bogged down with the minutia of the this party says or that party says, but literally focus on that. But it's a different community setting in the sense that instead of a consistent every Sunday, every Wednesday night brick and mortar building, we have a rotation of meeting places. We have a group of people, and instead of a traditional Sunday service, what we actually do is we meet over brunch. We fellowship as a community. So we may meet at place A in the community. We try and always make sure that it's a locally owned business.
We love
local business, and we want to support local businesses as much as we can. We live in this city, we love in this city, we serve in this city. We want our money to go to people that are our neighbors. And we want to be, again, of benefit. We pick a topic that's relevant to our congregants, which maybe you may not typically hear about in your everyday. Well, and not just so much at church. I think that there's a lot of wonderful churches, and I know a lot of the pastors in those great churches here in town and in Knoxville and other places, but maybe they're talking about topics that are a little different to a different crowd. Our demographic of congregants want to hear those messages, but something that's applicable for more than the 1 hour that can be carried through. So our topics may range from everything from things in today's headlines like race or the Me Too movement to things like mental health and self-care, how you deal with X versus this. We actually want to have a creative dialogue where everyone has a space at the table and everyone has a voice, because we really do believe that the way that we get peace and the way we get answers is by actually living in community and being able to have
listening to each other.
Listening actively, because I actually have had some of the greatest aha moments listening to people that may not necessarily be on the same page that I'm on, but we're definitely reading from the same book or at least the same series. I'm good with that.
And I think it's validating somebody's, feelings or concerns about something is really important, because you can go through life and sometimes you feel like maybe nobody's listening to you, or maybe you're not being understood in your community, or maybe you don't know quite where you fit in, and you want a group of people that you can, feel that they're caring about some of the same things that you're caring about.
Well, and I think to your point, yes, to all of that, I think that everyone wants a few things, and that we all work well when we have one or two people that we can actually say that we can call, we can text, we can spend time with if we want to just hang out and have tacos and go see a movie or go for a walk or do First Friday. Or maybe you've just had a really, really rough day and you just want to reach out to someone. We really believe that if you have a place to sleep, a couple of meals in your belly, and a few safe people in your life that you can actually be real and vulnerable and authentic with, everything else is going to fall into line. Everything really does, because when those basic needs are met.
And that's how people thrive. I think they have to have that in order to actually, not just exist, but to thrive in life and be able to go through it and do something.
Well, and I think that people thrive when they actually are with safe people who actually want to know who they are authentically without living in shadows or without living with and stigma and fear and shame. Absolutely. Because if I actually know you and I don't have to hide these bits and pieces about me. Something that a conversation that I have a lot with a few people lately is, I usually use this example because it makes sense to me. Everyone's had a bill, say it's $100, and you need to come up with $100. You've got $99 in your bank. No one ever focuses on, well, at least I've got the $99. Everyone wonders, like, where am I going to come up with this other dollar? They're not seeing what they actually have. They're focused on what they don't. Using that from a starting point, I really, really believe that when we actually take notice of what we do have, if we can actually be brave enough together to figure out that last missing portion, you and I are going to get along a lot more. We're going to actually have a connection. And even if we have to agree to disagree on some fine points or really huge things, you know parts of my story and you understand the context and you don't judge me and you actually actively listen. There's not much that we're not going to be able to do together.
I think one of the most dangerous things in society is apathy. You know, when you just don't care. And so that's what happens is when you have a society or a community, just a group of people where they just start not caring, then everything falls apart. And so it's important to, you know, to listen to people, to get to know people, to know their stories, even if you disagree. That if you're caring about something together, that's your common ground. That's what you're able to find to build upon. You know, with business, I think people run into that a lot. You know, you have to work with a lot of people of different backgrounds, people who may look at things differently than you. They may go to a different church than you. They may not go to church. Right. And, you know, you need to find common ground of how you can come together to help people, to better your community, to serve your clients, or, you know, the people who shop at, you know, at your establishment. And that sounds like what you're doing is something that would help in so many assets, you know, facets of these people's lives, being able to not only help with their businesses, but help in their personal lives, help their families, and just kind of spreads out from there.
One, thank you. And two, I mean, we're far from perfect because we're people. Yeah. And there are plenty of days when I know that my team and people that are on our board or anything else, or co-pastors and the people that I'm in the trenches with, and they're like, I love you, but oh my gosh, just let's go take a walk because we need 10 minutes. And I feel that way too, because again, we're human. But I think to your point, we really are lacking in empathy. Yeah. Because everyone wants grace, but it's very difficult to give it. Everyone wants to be understood.
Our human nature is to judge. And when we judge, as soon as you judge somebody, you're placing yourself above them in some capacity in order to pass that judgment.
And we're all guilty of that at some point. And what we're really trying to focus on is, we have a number of people that have told us things, and we've talked about this a little earlier today, that they feel like the church has hurt them, or that they've been burned by the church. And those are things that we hear pretty frequently. Our DMs read like mini confessionals, and we're grateful that people actually feel that an Instagram account is a safe space. Like, I had no idea that when we opened an Insta account
that you would have
that we would actually have a community. You know, if that's not proof that social media works when you utilize it, I don't know what is. And it's not like any of us are doing what you do on that level of social media. None of us are experts. We're totally going through this blindly.
But you've created something that's reaching people, and that is success.
And I think that the reason that the content that we have, that we post, a lot of people get really upset because it's not what they consider to be overtly religious or overtly leaning towards X, Y, or Z. I think that if something is relevant and it resonates with you, no, like, our church is not for everyone, but it wasn't intended to be.
It's intended to be for the people who don't already have a place that they're feeling comfortable in.
And that's everybody. At some point, if you're going to attend a church, you have to go, a friend of mine refers to it as church shopping. And I get that. It makes complete sense, because you're basically interviewing a place that you're going to be spending a bulk of your time with, and the things that we choose
something from too, because
it's a reciprocal relationship.
Yeah, and you need to get something out of it, or why are you going to go?
Well, and also you want to not just receive, but you do want to contribute. And I think that that's everyone on some level. And the content that we post, I think the reason that it resonates with people is because we're not posting things that say, we're too blessed to be stressed. That's incredibly stupid, and it's really also not kind.
Right.
I know a number of people that are blessed, but they're going through circumstances that are beyond their control, and to minimize someone's pain where they're at, we don't want to add any more hurt or struggle to someone. So no, I think it is okay to post something that says it's completely fine and welcome and encouraged to be yourself as you are made.
And the concept is it's okay to not be okay. I think we get into this mentality in society that you need to constantly be positive. You know, and sometimes you're not. I mean, you're allowed to feel those emotions of sadness and stress and fear and frustration.
And if you don't let yourself feel those things, it's going to come out and bleed out on other things and in other ways that are ultimately not going to benefit you or the people that you do life with. And I think one of the things that we posted maybe a week or so ago was, and it's right there, it's risk being very, very misunderstood. And I think that when you're able to be brave and actually be yourself, wholly yourself, and actually say, like, you know what, I don't feel like I belong in a place. I love my parents, I love their church, but this isn't the place for me. Or I ultimately believe in these foundational cornerstones of what I consider to be my faith, and I was raised in this, but there's some stuff that doesn't make sense wholly to me. We really are trying to be a safe space for you to explore that and not give you an answer, but actively listen as to what got you there and how we can actually contribute to you. I don't know, we may never actually have the answer for you, but we do have a safe space. We do have community that's really
a safe
healthy.
Place that you can ask the question.
And you're not going to be shamed or guilted for it.
Yeah. When I discovered you guys on Instagram, and I started following, I don't even remember when we connected.
I remember it because I was working on a Saturday night for a client, and I think you were too, because all of a sudden I got the notification and I was like, why would someone be following us? And oh my gosh, this is a Saturday night and this person's doing a shout out. And I had messaged you, I was like, thank you so much, this is so nice. And we got a slew of followers from you, so thank you for that. And a lot of them, about half of them, we've connected with. So I was grateful that you found us and liked it.
I was browsing through, and I think it was a quote, you know, because, you know, you follow hashtags and everything.
Absolutely.
It probably came up because of a similar hashtag that we were using, and it was like, wow, this account is awesome. You know, because number one, it's, you know, when you look at it, it's visually interesting as soon as you see it. I mean, you've got the black and white, it's easy to read, but all of the quotes are, they're real, they're current, they deal with a lot of issues, they're honest, and what you're posting, you know, you're not, how do I put it, you're not afraid to say something, you know. So I think that's why it was refreshing, and I had to give you guys a shout out because I loved what I saw, but I also saw that with the comments and what people were saying on it, that it's helping people.
And that actually, really, if we never had another brunch or serve the city every week or anything again, knowing that about a week and a half ago, I was out with some friends and I recognized one of our followers because she has an incredible following, and I would say who it was, but I didn't ask her, I didn't let her know that she was going to be on. And I said, I'm so sorry to bother you, but I think you're so-and-so, and we follow each other on Insta. And I told her who I was. And it was really amazing to me because I'm a pretty severe introvert, and this person is privately as well, but she has a successful business. I'm an
introvert also,
and
you would know.
You know, she has to do a lot of promotion for herself. And she and I had this great hug in this 5-minute conversation, like we'd known each other. And she said, I wake up and I go to your Insta every morning, and that's sort of like my devotional. And I got really emotional, and I thought, okay, like, if I get hit by a bus crossing Gay Street, like, and Kat takes me out, okay, I can die perfectly happy knowing that someone actually saw something and they felt it was relevant and applicable and it helped get them from point A to point B. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, and the time the post hit and everything, you know, it's like you get on there and it's like, oh, I needed that today. And every once in a while I'll share something like, because that's what I needed. I wonder how many people do the same thing, but they don't comment. Maybe they don't tell you.
We get a tremendous amount. We get at least every week, and you doing social for a living, on average, we receive anywhere from 70 to 125 DMs a week.
Wow, that's incredible. That is,
well, and considering because we have we have a small following, and out of that, I probably meet up and have coffee or tacos because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Or go for a walk or something, or connect whoever is reaching out. Probably about 10 to 15% of the people that actually do contact us, they're reaching out for a reason. We definitely want to be a lifeline. I'm really fortunate that our co-pastors, that pastor Kingdom Come, which is a group of house churches in Powell and locations in Knoxville, that they're wholly supportive of this. So we have this team that we can actually address when people are reaching out, when something does resonate. That makes all the difference. And I think that that's okay too, because they don't have to follow us. It's fine if they find us with hashtags. We have a lot of those. They don't even have to like it. I'm just glad that it's present and it's serving some benefit for them.
And you never know like what you're doing, and now you're here, and then you never know who else you'll get out to. And I think that's the thing, is that as it spreads and more people know, more people benefit from it. And more people are finding, you know, at least somebody that they can reach out to, even if they're not going to brunch. You know, maybe they're just reaching out, you know, online, or maybe they do come out and they help with things in the community. You never know where your networking will lead you, and you never know where it'll take you.
And we feel really fortunate because, I mean, we're in Knoxville. It was actually a great drive coming out here. It wasn't a big deal. I love that you were like, oh, but it's such a long drive for 10 minutes. Well, no, this is absolutely worthwhile because I wanted to meet you regardless of cameras or not, because you actually reached out and were like, thank you for, you know, posting this. That means everything to us because, you know, circling back to what you do and why this exists, we create content that we hope matters to our followers. If I created content that was only interesting to me, I think I would have myself and my best friend. And even that one's speculative. She'd be like, please stop. Please stop. You can text me this. But no, we're trying to create content and share content that matters for our group. And so regardless of our following count, we're really just grateful that people show up online, and when they do show up to brunch.
Yeah, well, it's wonderful. What is, you mentioned, you know, direct messaging on Instagram. Is that the best way to get in contact with you guys?
We usually get most of our messages via DM on Insta, which people are always welcome to do. We also get a lot of people that come to the website, which is knoxvillecollective.com. And there's literally, when you scroll down to the page on the website, it says something along the lines of, I think, like, hey, do you want to meet up and have coffee? And so we get a lot of messages that way. So people will often message us and say, hey, can you let me know where you're having brunch? I'd like to join up sometime. Or what are you doing this week for Serve the City? We're pretty easy to get a hold of. And if you actually like using the phone, we even have a phone number that's on the site.
There you go.
For the 1% of people that might still want to make calls.
Make a call and talk on the phone.
Thanks, Grandma. Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you for coming on.
For having
us. I'm really glad that we were able to kind of, you know,
thank you,
highlight what you guys are doing. And I hope that everybody goes, follow them on Instagram, support them, check out the website, knoxvillecollective.com. I have it up on the screen here. And if you guys have a question, you know, just ask away.
It's true. We'll answer pretty much anything. And again, tacos and coffee.
There you go. Tacos, coffee.
It's just, we feel like if we can meet and agree over that, we can do anything.
Hey, tacos.
Yes.
Thank you guys for watching. Don't go anywhere. After this segment, we're going to announce the winner of the giveaway for that t-shirt. So stay tuned.